Let me ask you this. Let me ask some questions because I hear you, right? I've pointed out though the prison lobbyist money as soon as it was brought to my attention because and I'm glad you pointed it out because that has gone underneath the radar for a lot of people. I've pointed out the trustworthiness factor. Why do you feel she is so successful right now, just out the gate? And how does Bernie Sanders overcome those last few hurdles? I'll leave it there and then I'll ask a follow-up question.
Well, Hillary Clinton is successful, number one, because she's done some good things in her life. I mean, the Clinton Bill Clinton's presidency, there were good things that took place there. Plus, the Clinton name helps Hillary a great deal. The brand itself. But I liken what's going on to the 2008 financial collapse, the housing bubble, or the internet stock collapse in 2000. I used to be a financial advisor, and I can tell you that when people just start giving you stock tips out of nowhere, and they don't even really care about stocks at all, that's when you should sell. Okay, that's when you should get out of the market because it's a bubble. When everyone says that Clinton is inevitable, but nobody can give you a tangible reason why her record, why her decision-making would lead to a good presidency, then you have to question polls. And people don't really, like you're an independent thinker. Sometimes I'll see a tweet from you and I'll be like, wow, that Ben Dixon actually, that's actually, kind of breaking a paradigm there. It makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes, but you know what? It's important to kind of think independently. Yeah. And when you only rely on the headline of a poll and you don't ask why Clinton would keep that lead, she lost in 2008 for the same reasons Bernie Sanders will win in 2016.
Yeah, so I see a lot of parallels with Bernie Sanders and Barack Obama campaigns in fighting the establishment, fighting the inevitability. And you're right. Like if you were to ask me, let me tell you, if you were to ask me in July 3rd, 2015, whether or not I thought Bernie Sanders had a snowball's chance in hell to win, I would say no. But then, and it's like I was telling the last caller, it's not because, and I think there's a lot of people like this, it's not because of any loyalty to Hillary Clinton. It's because of the sense of inevitability and really there's nothing more. And so when a person actually takes a breather and says, maybe it doesn't have to be Hillary. When people just have that one moment of clarity, Will, just give a shout out to Will. When people have that one moment of clarity, then they really start seeing the possibility that we don't have to continue in this same establishment paradigm where we have Democrats who are almost the same as Republicans, and in some ways they're worse than Republicans, right? Especially to minority communities, they get away with things that Republicans can never get away with. So I think I would say to anyone who's trying to convince someone else about Hillary Clinton, find those people about Bernie Sanders against Hillary Clinton, rather, that they need to find those people who really just have it like that sense of doom and inevitability, and just give them a little glimmer of hope that there actually is somebody. And from everything that you're saying, how you believe 100%, even by the possibility of a landslide, that person is Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, and I'll say this also. Nobody on the planet woke up last year, and said, Donald Trump would make a good president. No one said that, okay? The only thing that took place was, in our society, media doesn't reflect necessarily public opinion. Right. Media helps shape public opinion to a great extent.
100%.
So what's hyperbole last year is called reality this year. And I'll say this also, when you talk about authenticity and talking about earning the African-American vote, and I've heard many people say this, and it's true, African-Americans vote Democrat around 90% every election. Well, who's earning the vote?
Mm-hmm.
Sandra, the only person to bring up Sandra Bland was Bernie Sanders in the debates.
Mm-hmm.
The only person to talk about police brutality and racial injustice to the extent that he did was Bernie Sanders. Okay, Hillary Clinton actually took over $130,000 from two major prison lobbyists.
Right.
These are the same interests who want mass incarceration to increase. So,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you follow the money trail, there's only one choice, and that's Bernie Sanders.